I did.
Oh, yeah.
I did want to chat for 1 second.
Oh, let's go.
Because
this
it's
is a great
related to
show,
what
by
we
the way.
just
Holy
talked
shit,
about.
I'm having a
It
blast.
is.
The show. This show is great.
We're not doing a good job of sticking to the topics, but we're having great conversation.
Yes, my God.
The Laura Loomer of it all.
The Laura Loomer of it all.
It is very clear that Trump is having an affair with Laura Loomer.
100%. Like, there's no real question.
Do we want to do Laura Loomer instead? Because
I want to do Laura Loomer
because
because
I got them both ready.
It explains a lot. It explains a lot of what's going on. TJ, I want to hear what you got ready, because it's a story that isn't getting talked about enough. It has all of the things that would make a great story, and I don't understand why the media isn't all the fuck over it.
I think it's a touch too tawdry, even for Donald Trump. Maybe that's what they're going with. But okay, so let's just get the show rolling. This is actually the one I wanted to do the most, but it was the least important, I thought. So,
well, no, TJ, honestly, it is kind of. It is important that a candidate for presidency of the United States is, I guess we don't know that he's fucking her, but he's at the very least keeping a conspiracy theorist who says that 9/11. What was it, an inside job? Legitimately, that is the person that is in his inner circle right now, and he could be president of the United States. I mean, that's a big deal.
Is she any crazier than Stephen Miller or Steve Bannon? I mean, yes, maybe a little, but it's like, I don't know. I don't think he was fucking Steve Bannon, so maybe that's a difference. But it's just all right. So. All right, who is Laura Loomer? For anyone wondering, Laura Loomer she's essentially a C-tier conservative commentator. I remember seeing stuff from her. She spreads the wildest conspiracy theories imaginable. Like John brought up the 9/11 inside job thing. She got kicked off of Twitter for some sort of Islamophobic bigotry. Like, she was always saying that. Yeah, I remember one time she said that she put a tweet out saying, "Yeah, I'm looking to catch a cab, but all the cabbies here are Muslim, and I'm not getting in a car with one of them." I mean, just like the most vile shit imaginable. That she was actually removed from Twitter for it. She had this hilarious protest where she handcuffed herself to the front door of the Twitter building, but it was like 2 doors, so people could still walk in and out. And they asked her, "Hey, why didn't you just loop the handcuffs around both doors so people couldn't enter?" And her answer was oddly responsible. She goes, "Oh, well, if I did that, it'd be a fire code violation," which I thought was very funny that she actually was reasonable enough. Yeah. So Laura Loomer has been seen hanging out with Donald Trump. This picture right here is her heading out of Trump's plane right before the debate with Kamala Harris. There's a lot of pictures of her and Trump being this. This one is just a normal one, honestly, with them, taking a photo. But there's pictures with her and her chest shoved right up against Trump, and with his hands around her hip and her waist and everything, being very friendly. And when I first heard this, I thought, well, look, I mean, who knows? I don't. But then this started showing up more and more, and it got pretty bad when it kept spreading, and more people started discovering who Laura Loomer was and statements that she made. And so I'm going to share one of them right here so you guys can get a good idea of what kind of person Miss Loomer is. All right, let's see what she has to say here.
Oh, Lord.
Like the way they talk and their little DEI Shaniqua voices, and it's just very irritating sound. They all have the same voice. I'm talking about Kamala Harris, Letitia James, and Fannie Willis. All of the meritless DEI Shaniquas talk the same way. It's very obnoxious the way that they talk.
Is DEI not just the N-word? Because what the fuck is a DEI Shaniqua voice? Is that not just the N-word from?
So what separates Laura Loomer from most of your other conservative commentator is that there is no polish on Laura Loomer. Most conservative commentators would would have enough finesse to not say DEI Shaniqua voice. Because like you said, it doesn't make sense. Like a diversity, equity, and inclusion voice. What the fuck does that mean? You mean a black voice, because you named 3 black women in a row and called them Shaniquas. So yeah, this was just something that's
it's like the opposite of that Modern Family joke where Phil Dunphy's like, yeah, I just think I'm attracted to just powerful, independent women, Michelle Obama, Serena Williams, Oprah.
I saw that. I've never seen Modern Family, but I saw that clip for the first time, I think, yesterday. Hilarious. He's like, yeah, Oprah, Condoleezza Rice, Serena Williams. And, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
it's really funny. It's just really funny like that.
And even when Laura Loomer uses the DEI, like the word DEI in and of itself, we all know it's a dog whistle. But they at least try to be like sneaky about it. Like, you know, they'll be like, they'll speak about DEI only in specific context of like talking about a black person that has gotten a position, not like as an actual like term for a black person, which is how she's using it in this instance. Like the DEI Shaniqua voice. You could have just said the N-word and made everybody's day easier. You didn't have to, because it's functionally the same. It doesn't even operate. The word doesn't mean the same thing when used in this context. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Shaniqua voice. It's just the N-word for her, and she's unabashedly. I'm actually surprised she didn't just go out and say it, because of the things that I've seen from her, like the straightforward, unabashed, open racism that I've seen from her. I'm genuinely surprised that she didn't just call Kamala Harris the N-word at this point.
Well, I mean, she said not the N-word. She went the other way. And she said, the White House will smell like curry, and White House speeches will be facilitated via call center. That's not like that's what she said. Like, that's insanely. That is like, if I heard that as a middle schooler, I'd be like, bro, you got to step up your racist joke game. It's not even it's not even good enough for 12-year-old me to laugh at. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. This is what kicked off like the media firestorm, what John was talking about right here, where he says, Laura Loomer says, if Kamala wins the White House, it'll smell like curry. House speeches will be facilitated via call center. The American people will only be able to convey their feedback through a customer satisfaction survey that nobody will understand. Now, do you guys know that there was a congressperson who took offense to this statement? If you know it, don't say it. But if you don't know it, I want you to guess. Do you guys know who it was?
There have been a couple. I don't know which one you're referring to.
All right. Okay. So there was a congressperson, and I'll pull up which congressperson was particularly upset about this, and it might surprise a few of you guys out there, but it was Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, yeah.
And she responded to Laura Loomer's statement saying, this is appalling and extremely racist. It does not represent who we are as Republicans or MAGA. Okay. This does not represent President Trump. This type of behavior should not be tolerated ever. Laura Loomer should take this down.
Say cyclone now.
Right? Yeah. It's like, wow, why would Marjorie Taylor Greene be so pissed about this? This seems right up her alley, right?
TJ, that's a rhetorical question, right?
Oh, of course I know. Yeah, John, please enlighten us why you think.
I need to know why. I need to know why she. I have no idea.
You see, Ate, have you seen The Boys?
Yes.
No,
obviously, Firecracker is built around Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Mm-hmm.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is pissed that Laura Loomer is fucking Don Trump. like that's it. That's the entire story here. It's a cat fight. Like that's it.
That makes sense.
Upset she's the one.
Okay. That makes so much sense, because my eyeballs were popping out of my head. Racist from Marjorie Taylor Greene saying something is intolerant. I was genuinely fucking flabbergasted, but that makes so much sense. Why hasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene been, sort of in Trump's inner circle? Is it really just because she's not that attractive to him?
Well, probably, but
she's more attractive than Laura Loomer, in my opinion. I don't know.
Laura, you know how this is we're allotted 4 minutes of misogyny every episode, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that right now. Do you guys know how old Laura Loomer is?
She's 36.
31. She's 31. She is a rough 31, folks. That is she got like a bunch of work done. Like, I don't know, getting work done on your face is tricky. Like, you got to make sure it's done right. Otherwise, you end up looking like Laura Loomer, because but so with Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has had a thing for Trump for a long time. And I don't know if you guys have seen this clip right here, where but it's a clip where it's before Marjorie Taylor Greene was elected to Congress, and I think it's right before, and she's giving a presentation to some women's group, and she has a cardboard cutout of Donald Trump. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but here we go.
That's insane.
There we go. And then I gotta do one more thing. I always do
MTG is buff as hell.
Watch your hand. Watch your hand.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he is. He's fantastic. This guy right here is great. Standing up in there in the mucky swamp. Diane always has them in the mucky swamp. Yeah. But it's amazing.
I just so
in front of everybody,
in front of God and everyone, she's just rubbing on this two-dimensional penis, and it's just so strange. And so I didn't include this in the clips that I brought for the show, but there's like a back and forth between Greene and Loomer. That's just, it's fantastic. You guys should look it up sometime. But Loomer fires back at her saying, "Oh, it's funny you call me a racist when you're an anti-Semite who believes in space lasers for Jewish people. And one of your staffers told me your favorite word is the N-word. And by the way, I won, even though you tried to tell Trump I'm a bad person. He doesn't believe you." I mean, it couldn't be more obvious what's going on there.
It was a cat fight, like
it is. It absolutely is. And she backed Kevin McCarthy, who was like kind of at odds with Trump. And so, yeah, she's like, and so I got Oppo and all that. And Laura Loomer is just gloating the entire fucking time. And it's pretty fun to watch. But yeah, did I fill the picture? Oh, I tried to pull the picture of. Oh, wait, John.
It would be so fitting, like after all of this craziness, after all of it, if somehow the reason Donald Trump gets taken down is for having an affair with a conspiracy theorist, that would be the most fitting. Like it's like you couldn't have seen any of this coming except for that. That's the one thing you could have seen coming, and I'm surprised it took this goddamn long.
Have you guys seen Succession?
I've never seen it. No.
Great show.
This is something that when I was looking up Laura Loomer and sort of researching on her, this is something that immediately jumped out to me as the exact same dynamic between the main character, or not the main character, but the father, Logan Roy, and one of like the young assistants that he ends up like bringing into his inner circle. And his 3 kids are all looking at it. This woman that's like fucking 50 years his junior. She's like 30 something years old, came from nothing, and she's going on all these like private flights with him, and is showing up to every event that he's at, and is like his right hand. And he's got a wife, like he's got a wife full and everything. And the way their characters, his children, talked about their relationship was so funny, because they recognize that it's this like old powerful dinosaur that for all intents and purposes is one of the most powerful people in the world, but is still decrepit and icky, and like there's something like not. And he's also like in the show he's like losing a lot of mental capacity. Like his brain health is declining and his physical health is declining rapidly, and it seems like the exact same dynamic between Trump and Laura Loomer, like this old but super powerful but also decrepit and kind of nasty political figure with this like young and somewhat attractive and I say somewhat attractive because I just looked up a picture of Laura Loomer.
She's terrifying. She was like Jigsaw, I think.
Yeah, and like
oh my god, that's such a good comparison.
She does. She's Jigsaw.
All right, your 4 minutes is up, TJ.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm canceled. I'm done. No more. No more.
Organization, TJ.
I know.
Jigsaw is crazy. I was gonna say she looks like a drawing, but Jigsaw is nuts. Jigsaw is incredible. But I don't know. It just
Jigsaw makes a hell of a lot more sense than Laura Loomer.
Yeah, like
much more consistent worldview.
She moonlights as Jigsaw when she's not working with. Well, real quick. So I want to play this video because these rumors have gotten to Laura Loomer that she's sleeping with Donald Trump, and she wants to let you know that she will not stand for this. Oh, that was kind of sexist too. I didn't mean it that way, but I did not mean it that way. But I'm going to go ahead and share this so you guys can see what her response to these allegations are.
so malicious, so disrespectful to Donald Trump and Melania Trump. They've taken it so far. And, you know, if I was a leftist journalist, if I was a
All right, John, I know you said my 4 minutes is up, but I swear this is the last comment. No, I noticed that she's wearing a pearl necklace. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That she's wearing a pearl necklace. I didn't notice that, but okay.
If I had more respect for her intelligence, I would say that was intentional.
Yeah, right. The pearl necklace is a good. God, that's funny. That's all right. Well, here, let's go. Let's finish.
I was a leftist journalist, if I was a Democrat, oh my God, the media would be up in arms if the Republican media was doing this to a left-wing journalist. Oh my God, they're misogynist. They're bullying a woman. They're trying to Monica Lewinsky her. They're demonizing her. They're trying to discredit the fact that she's a working woman. I mean, look, I know that Kamala Harris sucked dick to get where she is today, okay? And she had to sleep with Willie Brown in order to get to the top. But some of us women, right, we actually work hard. Some of us women have no desire to have sexual affairs with politicians or men with elite political status to climb the ladder. I know that Kamala Harris can't say the same, but, believe me when I say that that's not me. Or as Kamala Harris likes to say, they ain't like us, right? She ain't like me. I ain't like her. Okay, I don't suck dick to get to the top. That's what Kamala.
All right,
is that
take
not?
It back.
Which one is is defamation or libel? Which one's written, and then which one is?
So slander is speech, libel is in writing.
Is that not slander?
Well, so slander and like defamation and stuff is very difficult against a public figure. If it's against a private figure, it's a lot easier. But against a politician, almost impossible to get like a defamation lawsuit. Yeah,
it has to be really,
it has to be really bad.
It has to be so.
Yeah, like you raped a child bad. Like you're saying, so like, it has to be like to that level. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. John, I want to take back what I said, or what you said. Like, we don't think she's smart enough. She mentioned Monica Lewinsky and sucking dick 3 times in that, and wearing the pearl necklace. No, that's on purpose. That is on purpose. I think she did that on purpose. I think that is that's what she's going for. Right? Yeah, it's kind of on the nail on the head there. And I wanted to, if you're wondering, we haven't shown what Donald Trump had to say about any of this. Like, what does Donald Trump have to say about this? Because people are saying, like, they've asked, like, listen, Laura Loomer has said a ton of racist shit. And John, what you're saying, the Republicans are mad. A lot of Republicans are mad. It's not just Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, a lot of Republican pundits and Republican broadcasters and Republican politicians, like,
she was giving away the game.
Yes.
It's like, there's like, yo, Laura, shut the fuck up. Like, we've been saying this subtly racist shit for years. If you just say the racist version of it, they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Barry Goldwater is rolling over in his grave. He taught you guys how to use the dog whistles back in the civil rights era, and you're just throwing it all away. We thought it was bad with Trump. So they asked Trump, hey, is Laura Loomer advising your campaign? Because if so, we should know. And here was Donald Trump's response to this.
Republican colleagues or your allies who are concerned about your close relationship with Laura Loomer?
Well, I don't know what they would say. Laura's been a supporter of mine, just like a lot of people are supporters, and she's been a supporter of mine. She speaks very positively of the campaign. I'm not sure why you asked that question, but Laura is a supporter. I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a free spirit. Well, I don't know. I mean, look, I can't tell Laura what to do. Laura's a supporter. I have a lot of supporters.
How many times this nigga
gonna say? So I don't know what exactly you're referring to. That's okay. Yeah, please. I just don't know. Laura's a supporter. I don't know. She is a strong person. She's got strong opinions, and I don't know what she said, but that's not up to me. She's a supporter. Please.
Traveling with you on your plane.
Okay, a lot of people do. It's a very big plane.
With you. She made racist remarks about your opponent. She also espoused conspiracy theories about 9/11. Do you disavow those remarks?
Well, to see what the remarks are. You're telling me for the first time we're here discussing the destruction of San Francisco and California by a person that's running for president. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I do know that she may have said something based on what you're telling me, but I don't know what she said. But I'll go take a look and I'll put out a statement later on. But I really don't know. Please.
Okay, I want to go to Ate first, if you don't mind, John, real quick. So I love the use of I'm hearing this for the first time, just like he used with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That really made me laugh. So if I didn't think he was bullshitting by now, I definitely did now. So I'd say, riddle me this. His statement is that, look, Laura Loomer is not a part of this campaign. He and JD Vance both released official statements saying that Laura Loomer is not part of this campaign. All right. Mm-hmm. Why has she been following you around for weeks now? Why has she been on your plane? Like, what's going on there? What's your theory? I'd say I'm curious.
I think she's a supporter. I mean, that's the best thing I can say. And that it's so funny because he said that like at least 10 times throughout this interview, and he beat me over the head with it. She's on the campaign because she's a supporter, and she is one of the most outspoken supporters of his campaign, and he's fucking her. I know.
It's funny because Trump knows how to lie.
Yeah.
And he's clearly caught off guard by this. Like when Trump is lying and knows he's lying. This was Trump lying on the spot.
Yeah.
And it was very clear. Like that's the most caught in an affair statement I've ever heard. Like, she's a free spirit.
She's a free spirit.
Have you ever heard Donald Trump describe someone as a free fucking spirit?
She makes me feel so young. Like, I mean, it's just like it's just like that was in a strong field of competition. That is the least believable I've ever heard Donald Trump. Like, it's like he was just and there's like, well, why is she on the plane? Well, a lot of people, it's a big plane. Like, whoo, buddy. Whoa.
You just seen how flustered he was when they asked him. I knew immediately that he was flustered when he's like, I don't even know why you would ask me that. Like, dude, she's a supporter.
Any one of my supporters can wander onto the plane anytime they feel like, yeah, it's just like, man, that is like, my first thought when I saw that, I was like, oh, those two definitely aren't fucking. There's no way I'm seeing that. I'm convinced they're just good pals. That everyone in his circle is like, stay as far away from her as possible. And you're going to keep her around, go out of your way. See, what really gets that, he really painted himself to a corner when he said that she's not part of the campaign, because then you have to wonder, well, why is she there? Why is she traveling from state to state with you? Why are you hugging
up the 9/11 memorial with him?
He didn't. It's just
why would you bring random supporter with you? That doesn't make any fucking sense in the world.
What kind of confuses me about this though is like about the idea, which is probably more true than it isn't, that he's bringing her to to smash, is that like there are a lot of really beautiful women that are
oh my god,
to power, right? Like, I'm certain without a fraction of a doubt that Trump could find some of the most beautiful women in the world that are exclusively attracted to wealth and power and do not care about the morality of whoever it is they're servicing, that he could bring with him anywhere. Because he's a billionaire and he's a fucking presidential candidate and he's Trump.
But you're hitting the nail on the head here. He's had a whole life of that. He's had a whole life of just grab him by the pussy and they don't care. What he cares about is her sycophancy. Like he cares that she's gonna get on a fucking microphone in front of millions, a couple hundred people,
and tens of people,
and say the most vile racist shit in his name. Like that's what gets him hard. It's hard to get him hard.
That's what gets him hard.
But here's the thing with that too. Do you remember a couple months ago when everyone thought that Trump must be hooking up with his lawyer, Alina Habba? I mean, say what you want about Alina Habba. She's very attractive. Like she's just as acerbic. Well, she's not quite as racist. I've never heard her say anything racist. So maybe that's what actually turns Donald Trump on, is the racism. Like, that's actually what gets him going. That Alina Habba was just a lying sycophant, but she wasn't quite bigoted enough. I mean, any like Jesus, like, you don't think, all right, once again, I'm like 3 shows into my misogyny here, but it's like, you don't think like Lauren Boebert or Nancy Mace were 1,000 times better looking than
or
Laura
even
Loomer.
Or even like Tomi Lahren. Like, where is she at on Trump?
I don't know if she's quite that bad. Like, Tomi Lahren is awful, but she's been sounding the alarm on a lot of this shit, because like she's smart. Like, she's not like, I remember like, the reason she left Fox News or got fired is because she came out as pro-choice. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes. That's right.
So, like, I've seen her. She did it. I can't remember who the interview was, but she was telling them, hey, you need to dial back this rhetoric because it is really turning off a lot of people. So I don't think Tomi Lahren would fit that mold. Like, not the way Laura Loomer would. You know, she's just shameless. Yeah, she's not quite sycophantic as Laura Loomer, but yikes. Yeah, that is we're cracked the code, fellas. They're definitely
they're fucking.
They fucking all right. All right.
You want to talk about this?
I have one more question. Do you think that his wife knows? Like, anybody knows? I mean, like, is like just shake hands, like just.
She's cool. Probably ecstatic. She's probably ecstatic, man. Like,
Melania doesn't talk to him. She's somewhere else.
You've seen those in a while. Well, yeah. So you've seen the videos over the years. It's been funny watching the videos of Trump and Melania's interactions where he tries to hold her hand and she swats it away. I feel like I've seen a dozen of those videos where she does that. Yeah, she seems to be repulsed by him. And the fact that she has never been with him on the campaign trail, she doesn't go with him to his court appearances for like a year and a half now. They've not been traveling in public together. And it's like, okay, things are not going well between and the
family values people don't give a shit.
They don't care at all. And I don't feel bad for Melania Trump, but I feel a little because imagine you're I don't know where she's from, like somewhere in Eastern Europe. I can't remember, but Slovakia, some Eastern European supermodel. And you're like, you get the chance to marry Donald Trump at like 68 years old or something like that. You're like, hey, all right.
This guy's gonna cook any minute now.
He'll be dead any day. And the guy lives 20 more years. You're like, oh my God, what is this guy? And then he runs for president. I mean, it's just like she never expected any of this. And so I'm not saying she's a good person or anything, but I don't blame her for the decision that she made. And she's definitely paying the price for it.